All right, so I've been on the road all day, but look, we back with a Ford, well, Mercury, should I say. It's the good old 4.6, a newer model than the one I did last week. Now, last week I was working on that Lincoln Town car, which was the old school throttle body and everything. So supposedly it's gonna take me about 4 hours to do, but I'm gonna see if I can do it in less time. I got an issue, if you guys can see it. My issue is the corporate over here. I got over here. So basically, what happened on this whole motor, let me just give y'all the breakdown. The intake manifold is leaking. The intake manifold plenum, it sits on the top. It's leaking on this side and the front and back, mainly right here where this gasket is that goes to this thermostat housing. So I'm gonna do the whole intake manifold, replace all of that, get everything knocked out, put it back together, and see if I can get them back on the road. I'm gonna try to finish all this afternoon. Hopefully I can. If I don't, worst case scenario, I come back tomorrow and finish putting it up. But my goal is try to finish it. So let me go ahead, get started. I got about 2 hours of daylight left. Let's go. All right, so I'm already into it. I got most of this broke down. Something I did notice, I'm hoping that it's just missing, but that's an intake manifold bolt. The rest of them are there. That one is missing. I'm hoping it's just missing by accident, that maybe somebody else done this job previous before, one in the engine and the bolt's just missing. I don't see any water sign around it as if it was leaking there, but I'm hoping the bolt just missing and it didn't actually blow out. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm getting ready to take that off and dive in and see what I come up with. All right, so I got everything off. You can see how bad it was leaking. A lot of damage. You see it up here. I need to plug them holes before I wipe anything, but I'm gonna clean this side. Got all my rags and stuff. Don't want anything going down into the exhaust. Now the spark plug boots, I can dig some of that out, but going down into the valley of where them pistons going and your intake and exhaust valves are going, you do not want anything to go in there. So I covered them up, and I'm gonna just try to clean all this out of here and do the other side, put it back together. Well, I was trying to put it together, but my camera can. It's a gasket that sit around there. That's what's blown out. And that's what's blown out. They call this the crossover pipe, coolant crossover gasket, something like that, or running gasket that sits on there. Both of those are failed. So I can't put it back together. It's gonna leak coolant. And I'm not gonna do that to the customer. All right, y'all, so we made it back to the vehicle we was working on last night. Got the gaskets. They came and got both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, clean it up, put this mold back together, and then we're gonna try to finish up the other cars I got for the day. All right, so I see another problem. See how that gasket sits? I done stuck this one in here, but it's almost as if a piece is missing here. Now this is supposed to be open just enough on here from here to here. So it's a little bit extra, which I'm hoping some of that water don't run off in here, but I'm gonna double check on it. I might add a little silicone around it and then add it to it, but this pretty much burnt up from overheating, excessive heat. So if I try to seal it along with that and it doesn't work, it's worth a shot, because ordering one of these is probably a week out, and obviously they got to get to work. So I'm going to see if I can make that repair. If not, it's going to be one of those situations where they stuck. All right, I'm almost at the finish line, but one thing I always do on these Fords, before I put everything together, after I do a tune-up and stuff, when you take this fuel rail loose, for whatever reason, these injectors love to leak. And I had one back there that constantly kept leaking. So I pulled it back out, and look, the O-ring got pinched on its way in. So now I gotta replace it. Put another one in there. But I always check that before I put everything together, because the last thing I want to do is put everything on here, do that, and that motor leaking, and take everything back off. So I'm gonna go to the parts store and grab one of those. In addition to that, it's a good thing I did break that housing down for the thermostat, because when I did so, this came out of it. This is the piece that I said looked like broke off. So it did break off, and it was actually down inside of the thermostat housing. So I got that out of there, and I got another one in. So that's done. It's taken care of. I'm gonna go get this gasket, add some coolant, and see if I have any leaks. All right, so I got that O-ring replaced that was back here. It's not leaking anymore. What I did find, I stand corrected. I thought I was missing a bolt, but turns out this is the bolt for the intake manifold. I guess I wasn't paying attention when I took it off yesterday and just assumed a bolt was missing, but my apologies. But yeah, let's go on and hook the breather tube back up with the last PCV. I'll crank it up and take it for a test drive and bleed the cooling system on it, and then I gotta go. I'm way behind on this car.